many fish. What are you feeding the fish today?
Well, I just fed him a shrimp. I've got some whole squid right here. There's some smaller shrimp. Let me put some stuff out here. Some smaller shrimp in there. There's some whitefish.
Look, now I want you to see how he feeds the, how he feeds the shark as opposed to feeding the sheephead. See those teeth on those sheep? The sheephead, big teeth. So if he comes up, this is our male sheephead. And look at how he's feeding the sharks. And there's a big difference when the sheephead comes. It's like, here, take it.
Yeah, we feed him a little differently.
Yeah.
He's just a little more hungry. I guess he just wants a little bit more. Let's come on.
That just looks like so much fun. Here he comes.
No, look at that. And he'll come right back over here probably and eat it. There we go.
See that? You are fast.
I get fast. There's no doubt about that.
Very cool. Well, I know that we have over 130 volunteer divers here at the aquarium that like to help us out. And I know not all of them get to feed the fish. So what do some of the other volunteer divers do?
You know, they do an extremely important job here, and that is they clean the windows in these aquariums from the inside. And they do it 3 times a week. And if they didn't do that, this window within a month would look
Oh, there goes another dangerous shark.
Like oh my goodness. Everything grows in here on every surface. So this window, to keep it nice and clean, they have to wipe it down constantly to keep it clean. So an extremely important job and a very labor-intensive.
Very cool. Has anybody ever heard of volunteers doing windows? Not me. They look like little puppy dogs. Look at this one's going to help himself. So hurry up, quit talking and give me that food. That is great. As long as you're close, would you like to pick out somebody from the audience to help us talk about our windows?
40 girls and guys up front here. Want to help?
And watch out, the sheephead is right here on your left side.
Oh, on the left side over
okay.
Here. Right here, right in front.
You want to help? You want to help too? Come on up.
Come on.
Come on up over here. What I'm going to ask you to do, come on this side. Can you go under? You want to come with? Let me help. And I want you to go over here close to the window, as close as you can get, and I want you to put your hand up as high as you can so that people can see behind you, and put it on that window. Andy's going to come and put his hand on that side. Look at that. Wow, you guys aren't touching. How thick do you think that is? 7 1/4 inches thick. Real high. Wow, cool. Thank you. Let's give him a big hand for helping us. So we go over to the outer bay and over at the open sea. The windows over there are 12 3/4 inches thick. So a little bit more water. Yeah. That's cool. You know, we were talking about the sharks a little minute ago, and you have your seafood watch card with you.
Yes, I do.
Wow, look at everybody. Ooh.
I got a little bigger one than you do because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh.
And the fish need a little bit bigger one
The
too.
fish need to see what column they're on.
They can see what's on the menu.
Yeah. You know, one time he did that and one was staring at it. It's like,
Want to see what's on there? No one?
really fun. They said, oh, this is not on, am I on the red? Anyway.
They're over there on the red list.
Oh, good. The aquarium has done some research and we realized that fish are being fished out of the oceans. So in order to keep a healthy balance, what they have done is made a list for you. Kind of a nice little tool to take with you when you go to the restaurants or when you go out to fish market. So the green area is the best choices to make right now for the fish that are being caught in a nice manner. And the red column is the fish to avoid for right now. Maybe they'll come back up in numbers or we can have it back on our table again. Folds up into a nice little package. You can stick it in your purse or your pocket. I do have the West Coast version. The information desk has the southern, northern, eastern, Hawaii, all different kinds of Also, I have a seafood watch for the
Hey,
sushi.
Marnell,
Yes.
I have a swell shark right here.
Oh, do you? Cool. Well, look at the difference. This is swell shark. Isn't that pretty? And that's a little male, looks like. Oh my gosh. That is very cool. The swell sharks, if you go up to the touch pool upstairs, they would have a small little egg case that swell sharks lay. You can take a look at that. That was very special. Did you call him up special? No? I can see him still. He might come up again.
Yeah. You know, some of the fish that don't like to come over next to me and get fed are those schooling fish where they have. There's the sardines, those anchovies over there.
Anchovies.
Where's some of their anchovies?
There's a whole bunch of groups every which way.
Okay, well we have to feed them, and we have a special way of feeding them. We're gonna have Justin, my safety officer, up on top. He's up on the third floor. That's where all my communications and all my air comes from.
Okay.
Hello, Justin.
Hello, how's that going?
Oh, it's going great. We got a good group inside the aquarium, and we got a good group out there in the driving part of the aquarium. Can you tell us what you're going to feed the anchovies?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to do what's called broadcast feeding. From the surface of the exhibit, what you're going to see is a big pink splash of krill, which are about ½ an inch long shrimp. Here we go.
Oh, kind of looks like a pink cloud. Yeah. Oh, I think they were waiting for that.
I love that stuff.
Yum. Do you know there's a large animal, very large animal that likes to eat krill? Does anybody know what that is? Whale. Very good.
We don't have enough to feed a whale.
Oh, how cute. You have a little, your buddy's hanging right on your shoulder. Aww. Usually he's over here in between. I think that's a giant kelp fish.
Yeah.
No, now he's getting some. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What a perfect place.
I can't see him because he's underneath
Yeah.
everything
Well,
here.
you know what? You look so comfortable in there. It looks like, so here comes the swell shark again up against the window.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your equipment. How are you able to talk with us, and what's the temperature in there today?
Okay, I have what they call on a wetsuit. Most people recognize that. It's made of neoprene. It's about a ¼ inch thick. Let me get down here and feed some guy.
Look at how tiny his teeth are.
It's about a ¼ inch thick. And it fits real tight to my
This
skin.
is me too.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
So that wetsuit, I get a little water in between the wetsuit and me, and my body warms that water up. So I've been in here about 10 minutes, and that water gets nice and warm. So I don't have a problem standing here for an hour plus. Now I do have you got something?
Female sheephead. I just wanted to.
Oh, okay.
She's down here now. She has teeth too. Go ahead.
So I have a full face mask on. Most divers have a mask across their eyes and a regular stuck in their mouth. Well, this is a full face mask. It allows us to have a communication system in it. My microphone wire is right here. This is my air. It comes to the surface up there. And then I actually have microphones on each side underneath my hood, so I can hear what saying on Ardell's mic.
That's really cool.
Full face communication system. It's really fantastic.
So you're not breathing from that tank behind you. How are you breathing the air? Where's that coming from?
The air comes from above, and instead of my little tank on the back, it comes from up there. Although I can switch over. I got a valve right there. I can switch over. Now I'm on that air.
For emergency, yeah.
And so then there's another.
See the female sheephead?
Yeah.
She said, I've had enough of your talking. I want that food.
You wanted that squid. So there's a lot of redundant systems here while we're working.
Yes, a lot of helpers. And your dive buddy is upstairs.
Yeah, Justin's upstairs. He keeps an eye on me. He listens to what's going on. He can watch on a camera what's going on too.
Oh.
So he can make sure I'm safe in the water here.
Do we have any divers in the audience? Cool. Well, you know, we all get to dive today. We don't have to put the suit on. You can take a look to see what our kelp forest looks like. Beautiful forest underwater.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're out diving in the bay, do you ever see anything that doesn't belong there?
Oh, you know, we see a lot of different things. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. I did bring in something, and you guys will all recognize it. It's a plastic bag. And plastic does get in our oceans more than we actually want to into. It kind of crowds in different sections of the ocean.
Look at that, opal eye is interesting.
This is a plastic bag.
Now, what does that look like if you were a fish in the water? You're a fish that might look like a jellyfish. It does.
Now, there are animals and fish out there that would love to eat jellyfish. And if they were to eat this plastic bag, of course they would be no more. They would probably get in their system and they would die. And one of the reasons we bring this up is because we know, first of all, probably most all of you don't even live near the ocean. So you're not coming over to the ocean, you're not throwing your garbage out there. But what you do at your own house, if you live 2, 3, 5, 600 miles inland, when you throw stuff in your garbage, you usually do it by recycling. You put plastics and aluminum cans and stuff in one recycle bin, and then your garbage in another. And that helps us tremendously in all parts of the environment. So I want to applaud you, first of all, for doing that. And I know that most all of you do it, and that's the reason I say thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You know, even if you don't live by the ocean, you can help it out. So I come from the middle of the United States, and from Minnesota. So even the stuff you pick up off the streets doesn't get in the gutters, and it goes to the rivers and then into the oceans. So it's very helpful, and I would like to thank you also.
Absolutely.
So this is wonderful. Do you have a favorite fish?
What's that?
Do you have a favorite fish?
You know, I don't have a favorite fish. There's some fish that I think are pretty kind of cool. Like the little opal eye here. See them right up front here? They got little dots on the top of their body. It looks like eyeballs. So if a fish comes down from above, he thinks he's looking. The fish is looking at him, he goes away. He thinks, so I'm not going to get eaten. Or I don't want that guy looking at me when I go to eat.
Gosh, that looks like so much fun in there.
Oh, it is. It's a lot of fun.
Your good little Santa helper.
Oh, yeah.
Look at these fish. Look at this tiny one down here. This is called a surf perch, a kelp surf perch. They like to hang on the top of the kelp, and they're exactly the same color. The fish kind of live at different levels of them. I love it that all these fish are just so hungry today.
You show them the Garibaldi?
Yes, I did. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
Little farmers.
They're saltwater snake fish.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to say to our visitors before we...
No, you know what? Two things. If you're at other windows, you're over there, stay where you're at. I'll come over where you're at, and I'll feed over there. And also, if you want to, go upstairs to the 3rd floor, and there's a caged-in area. You walk out through the double doors, and you're in a caged-in area, and I'll come over where you're at after I come out. And you can ask me any questions. I don't know if I'll have all the answers, but you can ask me any questions.
That's
I'd love
true.
to see you. You can see my equipment and talk to me up there.
So you can take a look and see what he looks like. He's really only 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
No, not really. I'm just joking. All right. Well, thanks so much. Give a big hand to Andy for helping us answer our question. Andy loves to pose for pictures.